All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rukakodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, so I just want to do a short lesson to how alone the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai allows it to go. And I want to name the video an update on the famine. All right, or lack of bread and water. Salakia. Whichever title Yahweh or Yahweh Shah sees fit I use. But the Lord wills, brothers can see on the screen. I have this article here from the Bloomberg or Yahoo Sports. Salakia, and it says inflation expiring benefits have more Americans going hungry. All right, so I'm gonna just jump straight into the article. I'm gonna skip down a little bit and read what this one person, their testimony, her testimony, or whatever about what's going on. All right, things are about to get a lot worse out here, a lot harder, man. All right, it says Mary McManus, if I pronounced that right, a 44-year-old discount store cashier who lives outside of Sacramento in small town, Jessup, Pennsylvania, says she has been keeping awake at night, choosing, and this is like 80% of America right now. All right, kept awake at night, choosing between making utility payments, buying gas for the car, and purchasing groceries. All right, and this is like 80% of America problem right now. Staying up late at night. Am I gonna pay this bill this week? Am I go? How much money I got for gas to get to work? So on and so forth. She and her husband, a tree trimmer, fell behind on utility payments this year after they stopped receiving monthly child tax credit payments that expired in December, and inflation swelling the cost of household essentials. She said, "I worry. I think, oh my God, oh my goodness, we're going to shut off. They're going to shut off my utilities," said Mentis, who has been struggling even with some assistance from electronic grocery benefits from families whose children qualify for reduced price school lunches. People like Mick Mentis, 80%, a large amount of Americans, and their family would be among the most vulnerable in the economic tips into recession, as the economy tips into recession. Says Alex Golan, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, Director of Family Economic Security Policy at Washington Center for Equitable Growth. Is going to be the families most hit by the inflation that are most likely, which is a large percent of Americans. 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, which is probably really higher than that, at least like 95% inflation, that are most likely to lose their jobs and experience hardship. Goldworth said, uh, the threat is looming as Biden gathers anti-hunger advocates, states, and local officers and food company representatives for White House conference on hunger repressing at 1969 from Richard Nixon's. And they're not going to do anything. This is all by design. You got uh, warehouses burning down, food processing plants burning down left and right. All right, the crops are being destroyed by by the weather and all of that. Um, so on and so forth. Man, this is all by design. The devil don't give a damn. The scripture say the devil should come down with great wrath because he knoweth he have but a short time. All right, that includes what? Cutting off food, martial law and so on and so forth. But a part of that is what? Cutting off food. Because you need food. That's really what's gonna cause all people. When the banks don't work anymore, when the banks stop working, and you can't get food, that's when you're really gonna see all hell break loose in these streets. All right, and spark major for the federal food stamps and school lunch programs authorization of the infant and child program. And announcing the event, Biden said he was committed to taking bold steps that are going to help end hunger and would lay out a plan to achieve goals that plan. But they're burning down food processing plants left and right. All right, they're being burned down. Like the other day, one of the major food processing plants in Paris just burned down. And then the guy Dabu Seven, he did a video showing like well over like 97% like 90, like not 97%, but 97, like 97 some food processing plants are burned down within the last like 24 to 30 some months. Then you got the crops being destroyed left and right due to extreme drought or whatever, or blizzards or whatever. Farmers saying that with the inflation rate and all of that, it's going to cost more for them to take care of their cattle. It's going to cost more for them to plant, or whatever. And they're going to have to pass that cost down to the consumer, all right, or whatever. So this is all by design, man, to choke you people out and to get you to accept the new world order, which is already in place. All right, really. But the end game that Esau wants to accomplish is to have everybody embedded with the charagma. All right, get people to their knees. I know I sound like the elders always say, sound like a broken record. But this is what's going to happen, man. They're trying to get people, Lord. Well, as I speak as a man, but he's trying to, bring the system down, collapse the system, get people down, get people to the point that they're desperate, and then they're going to take the mark. All right. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And that's what you got now. The people are mourning. Mourning like crazy, man. Look, inflation inspiring. Why is there inflation? The inflation is because they printed up all this money during the pandemic, and they knew that it was going to do that. All right. They knew that those bankers, and they knew that was going to that it was going to do that when they printed up all that money. They knew that, but they did it because they wanted to collapse the system. Because the reason why the prices in the store are so high is because, and again, sound like a broken record, but the value of the dollar goes down and the goods in the store goes up. Like Elder Tahar has went into many times. All right, the value of the dollar goes down due to the excessive printing of it. All right, and that brings the value of the dollar down by all the money printing, and they have to raise the prices in the stores. It costs more money to buy those goods. So this is all by design. Inflation and inspiring benefits have more Americans going hungry. And this ain't nothing. It's going to get worse. Like that article said about that woman and her family. You keep them up at night trying to, figure out what am I going to do. All right? It's scripture said that when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. The wicked are being ruled. And they've been being ruled, but now they're getting ready to full force show their horns and bring the people to their knees. Because they're getting ready to push that charagma. This second Ezra chapter 15. We know I go into the, a lot, and other brothers also as well. But at these times, the Lord said, give them warning for me. There's no excuse. When all this goes down, there'll be no excuse for you. Because you've been warned over and over and over and over and over again. All right? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. And the man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, and shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. Right? Because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. So the crime rate is about to shoot through the roof. Why? Because people are going to get hungry. Inflation and inspiring benefits have more Americans going hungry. And it's only going to get worse. All right? And once all the food, like the scriptures say, hold on, Salakia. Right, it said, again, they shall have no pity upon their neighbor and destroying their houses with the sword, which is the gun. The modern day sword is the gun, or whatever weapon they could pick up to go and rob their neighbor to take their food. All right? And once all the food in the grocery stores, get that real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 22. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. But I should have read this first. When the full storehouses like Walmart, Target was just canceled like $1.4 billion worth of orders going into the holiday season, by the way. And that includes, I believe that includes food as well. All right. Due to the outrageous prices or whatever, it's all by design. All right. But when the full storehouses are empty, all right, then what happens next? Second Ezra 15, like it said again, read it again. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. The grocery stores are empty. then what's the next option? To go into people's houses and take it. Read it again, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because spoil means to take, because of the lack of bread and great tribulation, right? Because all the food in the store is going to be gone, so they're going to go to their neighbor house and get what they got. All right? And once that's gone, all the leaves and all the, people get, because people are going to get a taste for flesh. People are going to want to eat meat. Then what's the next step? Cannibalism. All right? It's all written in the scriptures, man. All right? The Lord said He told us all things. It's all written in the scriptures how this is going to go down, man, and what's going to happen. But when you see it, it's going to be terrifying, man. When you see it, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Salakia. I thought it was around 50 Salakia or 60. Salak. 1 second, brother Salak. All right, Salakia, brothers, in 2nd Ezra 15 as well. Salakia. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 57. The children shall die of hunger, right, starve to death, and they shall fall through the sword. And our cities shall be broken down, and all shall perish with the sword in the field. And they that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, right, eat their kids. Saying in the world, my flesh, and blood of my blood, my flesh and blood sons, my flesh and blood daughter, they're going to eat their own kids, and drink their own blood for the very hunger of bread and thirst of water. And thou as unhappy shall come through the sea and receive plagues again. Right, so they're gonna eat you. So after all the food in the stores is gone, after all the neighbor's food is gone, then you're gonna turn to cannibalism. Like the elders always recommend brothers watch that movie The Road. That's a perfect example. All right, but it's about to get real out here, man. All right, so with that, I pray this was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and safety to you, brothers, pushing this truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say Shalom.